Well, hello Pisces. How are you guys doing? It's been a minute since we last chatted. So we are going to do a love reading for you and just see what's coming in the coming days, okay? I've added back personal readings. Information is in the description box below. I've also done a little bit of explanation about the way I read and better ways to apply what you learned in my readings as far as changing energies. If you don't like what you see, and how to work the law of attraction and do energy work to change what you see, right? Nothing is in my readings is set in stone. It is simply a snapshot of the energies and what the current energies lend themselves to going forward, right? The first part of the reading is going to be for Pisces singles. The second part, Pisces dealing with people. And the third and last part will be for all of my Pisces. And this is if you have Pisces in your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, right? So anyway, if you haven't already done so, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, comment below. I love hearing from you guys, okay? So with that being said, Pisces singles, let's get to it, okay? Let's look at your situation, where you've been, where you're going, and where you're headed, right? That's what this is all about. Okay, where you've been. Well, okay, wow. All right, so we have fire and earth, fire again, air, earth, fire, water, and Gemini specifically. Okay, the signs may or may not mean anything. It is more important to hear the message that we have. So, okay, some of you were in something that you thought was really long-term in the past, okay? Probably a very, very strong soul connection, okay? We have the Four of Wands in the past, okay? And if this went south, I understand if you went through a very tough heartbreak, because with strong soul connections that go awry or to the side, to the wayside, comes severe heartbreak many times, disappointment and confusion, and feeling such a huge loss. Highly recommend my videos in my playlist in my self-improvement playlist. Specifically the one I did about 3 months ago on soul connections, twin flames, that sort of thing. And of course, there's a lot of other information that will be helpful to those of you who don't already know about that area in my channel. But okay, I think this left you feeling pretty stuck, okay? And I think you struggled with making decisions about that, maybe trying to move on. And I don't know if it was you or the person who broke it off, but you know, there's still, even if you're not the breaker offer, right, you still have to make a decision to move forward and to try to heal from and find the lessons in this situation, which is so hard when you're going through a heartbreak, particularly if it felt like a strong soul connection like that, okay? You know, like I said, soulmate / twin flame type, you know, characteristics that you hear in the traditional term. And I define those situations a lot differently than mainstream twin flame teaching, as you probably well know if you have watched me for any length of time. But you know what? I think it left you with a severe loss, feeling of void, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, and that feeling of stuck and procrastinating and ambivalence towards the situation. 2 of Pentacles reversed, okay? Just all about holding off making a decision, okay? And trying to just find some reason. You know what I'm saying? Do I have to even finish that sentence? Okay. All right. You know, I still think that, you know, you feel some of the pain associated with that. You know, you have the 9 of Swords in your current energy, okay? Maybe you're still dealing with some of the feelings that person, you know, when we go through things like that, sometimes people are very hurtful towards you. Sometimes they can say really, really hurtful things, okay? And you may or may not take on those insults and hurtful things. And if you decide you're going to wear those clothes, right? I used this analogy in an earlier reading today. And this is what I said, you know, when you walk to your closet, you can put on the clothes of self-doubt, self-loathing, not good enough, not pretty enough, not smart enough, can't get anybody else. Or you can put on your robe and your crown, right? And it's all up to you whether you want to take on and accept the labels and the insults that may have been hurled at you, okay? I'm just calling that like I see it, okay? And, you know, I don't think you're seeing your worth. You've got this Knight of Pentacles, but in the reverse, right? You feel like, and maybe you're looking at this thing like you wasted a lot of time for nothing, okay? It's not, everything happens in the timing that it happens for a reason, okay? Now, was this person a waste of time? Well, probably yes and probably no. Okay, no in that you're gonna find some things, the beautiful things about yourself if you do this the right way, okay, that you didn't know you even had, the strength and the ability and the beauty and the self-love, right? And you know what? I think you're getting there. And this is why I say that. You have the Eight of Wands in the upright, okay? I think your healing was very slow to come, like relief from the pain, okay? But you know what? After a delay, I think when it started to happen, it started to happen. And the action came about very quickly, okay? That's the Eight of Wands in the upright, okay? Speedy action after a delay. So I think once you made a decision, you know what? I'm done. You were done, okay? You were done, done, as our friend Rich says, right? Okay. You know what? I like where you're headed. Just gonna say it. I think many of you are about to do the work, are working through it, are almost done. Here's why. And I think you're on the right path because I like what I see in your future, Pisces, and that is this, okay? First of all, let's talk about, you know, let's just talk about the energy. Nine of Cups, okay? All about emotional and material fulfillment inside. The wish card. All of your wishes coming true because you realize that you hold the key to your own happiness, love, peace, abundance, and everything. Beautiful, okay? You stepped into this magician energy, or you're attracting it, probably both, because like attracts like, okay? Magician card in your future energy, okay? Like I said, could mean Gemini energy, maybe not. But here's what's beautiful. This magician is a master manifester of whatever he or she wants, okay? They just can. They got this law of attraction thing down. They know what they're doing. And you know what? They're going to manifest whatever the heck they want, okay? They work with all the elements. You see water cups there, wands, right, which is fire, swords, which is air, and of course, pentacles, which is earth. They work with every sign and they're fine with it, right? That's where you're headed for yourself and what you're bringing in. Boom. Love you, Pisces, for this. It's a fun reading for you. I'm enjoying this for you singles. And Ace of Wands, new opportunity, very promising, right? New beginning, new way of life. Can be a pregnancy card, heads up, for those of you who need to know, right? But it's all about taking action. You know what you want, you're ready to manifest it, and you're going to do the work and take the action it takes to make it happen. Boom. I don't know what else to say. Just get on with your bad self, as they would say, Pisces singles. You know what? It is the recovery from those strong soul connections that make us absolutely have massive spiritual muscles, right? Just, you know, I don't know, like bodybuilders, only it's a spiritual thing, right? Kudos to you, Pisces. If you're not there, you're headed there. So proud for you. I I like those kind of readings. Those are the fun kind. It makes it a lot more fun and a lot easier. The soul connections are tough, and I get it. You know, I've been down that path, and let me tell you, it hurts like the dickens. And you feel like you're going to die, and in many ways, it almost feels like a spiritual death. But it is that butterfly going into the cocoon and becoming that ugly goo. Okay, that's what really happens inside the cocoon, right? Or not butterfly, but the little caterpillar, right? When they go inside that cocoon, it gets pretty ugly in there when they're doing that energy work, right? And it does. I mean, when you're doing the energy work after, you know, such a massive, massive emotional upheaval like that, okay? But it happened for us, right? It did. And I am, you know, 4 years out from that, and I have never been more thankful than what it helped me to see about me. And I hope, Pisces, that that was for you. If that was your story, I hope you're headed on that same path that energetically we saw, because it's beautiful. Okay, Pisces, if you're dealing with someone, this part of the reading is for you, right? Singles, we'll get back to you in a minute when we go to all Pisces in the third part of the reading. But for right now, we're going to deal with singles who are dealing with, Pisces who are involved or dealing with someone, right? In some way. Let's see what we got for you today, Pisces. Okay, their energy. High Priestess, but in the reverse. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. What's going on, Pisces? What's going on? By the way, we have Earth energy so far. Capricorn specifically, and fire, maybe, maybe not. The zodiac signs are not what is the most important thing. But, okay. Well, Pisces. What in the world? Whoa. Okay. You know, I think for some of you, this thing is really headed, everything I see here is headed towards endings, okay? And I'm not trying to paint, you know, I read the cards as I see them, and the whole reason for this, if tarot were set in stone, my job would be pointless. My job is to tell you what the energy lends itself to so that you know what to do to fix things, right? By working on your energetic vibration. And there are many, many ways to do that in my playlist called Self-Improvement, okay? Because this is not going to be pretty. I'm just going to prepare you for this right now, Pisces that are dealing with someone, okay? I speak the truth. I do it in love because I love you, okay? And I want to help you. This is what this is about. This is your red light, your caution light, your red flag of, hey, you know, something got to give here, okay? Here's what it is. Okay, High Priestess in the reverse. Okay, somebody is really, I believe somebody's withdrawn, and that's in your person's energy, okay? Kind of passive and ambivalent about this whole thing. 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, right? Just really, you know, probably knowing they needed to do something, but just not stepping up to the plate. And the 10 of Pentacles is just huge loss, okay? Huge loss, okay? Really upheaval, okay? You know, I think that you are just starting to see some things and to start working through some things, okay? You see that you need to do some shadow work on this thing. You've got the devil though, but it's in reverse, which is cool. It's kind of the drama clearing a little bit, okay? But you're still in turmoil over this thing a little bit. But you've got the 9 of Wands, but it's in reverse. You're kind of to the point where you're like, I don't know that I want to really continue down this path, okay? And you've got the 3 of Pentacles in the upright, which is talking about you starting to do some work, okay, yourself, and kind of, you know, getting some success through some efforts, right? That, you know, you reap some rewards from doing some shadow work, okay? That's what I'm getting, and making a final push to push yourself out of this, okay? like I said, I mean, everything about it, everything in this speaks to, you know, this thing coming to an end, if it hasn't already. You know, we've got the Four of Cups in the reverse, where somebody is just not motivated to go forward. Somebody's not taking responsibility for their role in the thing going by the wayside, right? Eight of Swords in the reverse. Somebody trying to justify their actions, like, well, I wouldn't have done that if you wouldn't have done this. No, no. We always have a choice about what we do. We can either return like energy back to somebody, or we can disrupt it and act right, right? We're 125% responsible for our own actions, okay? Period, point blank, and period. The end. Okay, and, you know, rationalizing, like, well, you know, the only reason I was having a bad day, so that's why I acted like an asshole. No, you acted like an asshole because you know what? That's where you're vibrationally, that's where you are, period. Okay? That's why you act like an asshole, right? Wheel of Fortune, stuck in reverse, okay? It's all about being stuck, okay? Hitting rock bottom on this thing and needing to start fresh in another direction. That's what this is about, and I think you see that, Pisces, and I am sorry. But look, here's the thing. This is important. When the Eight of Swords comes up in an advice part of a spread, and you have that, okay, it is to remind us all that every setback is just a test. And what it does is it helps us to see the strength and the ability and the beauty of ourselves that we didn't even know we had, right? That's what this is all about. And to be open-minded and positive. And there are other cards with the advice I'm about to give you. There are several cards that would say this to you. To flow and accept. And when these things crumble to the ground, right? Don't fight it. Understand that the reason it happened is because it was built on a house of cards, shifting sand, lies, whatever, but it was not for you, at least not then, right? And probably not going forward, because my future outcome in this thing is going to leave you feeling imprisoned and stuck and just, you know, with really kind of feeling, you know, unmotivated, and you're dealing with somebody who's just not taking responsibility for their own actions. Both parties are at fault when something goes by the wayside. You have a responsibility to go inside and do the shadow work to find out what you were doing vibrationally that attracted this to you, right? It doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you were doing bad things, but there are a lot of reasons why bad things happen to good people. I know it doesn't make sense, but karma is not what you think it is. And if you want to know more, you can, you know, see my law of attraction video, and I talk about why bad things happen to good people in some of my videos that I have in my playlist, okay? So, with that being said, let's move on to all my Pisces folks, right? All my Pisces folks. And let's see what we can get for some advice for you. Okay? All right. Well, you know what? Okay, you've got some really cool advice here. The Hanging Man. It's all about having a new perspective, right? When it's in the advice like that. Accept, flow, don't resist, right? Whenever things happen, okay, Pisces, you can fight against it, or you can step back and say, okay, what is it I'm missing about this? What is the lesson I need to learn? And why is this steering me in a different direction? Because obviously this path was not the path that I meant to go down. And you go with the flow, right? And you trust the process, right? And sometimes you won't know the answers for a while, and that's okay. Maybe you're not supposed to for a while, okay? That's all part of it. You have the Empress, and in the advice, that is all about working on your vibration and trusting your intuition and being able to discern the voice of your intuition amongst the many voices in your head. You know, we have the ego going, and we have other voices in our head, And you have intuition. It's just that being able to recognize that voice by keeping your other voices at bay and in check. You know, I'm not about death of the ego. It does have its purpose, but it has to be kept in balance, right? And in a healthy, you have to have a healthy mindset about all of those things, right? And the Four of Swords in the advice is about this. It's telling you go inside and spend some time contemplating your views. Realize that other people's opinions don't matter, right? Make sure that when you're speaking your truth, the timing is right, and that you're speaking it in kindness and in love, but without compromising your message, okay? That's a balance, okay? It's not an easy one, and you have to stay, you know, vibrationally at a certain place to be able to have that capability, okay? It's tact and diplomacy, but honesty, okay? All at the same time, all right? And said in a loving way. All right, let's go to Moonology for my Pisces folks real quick. My Pisces folks. Here we go, Moonology. What do we have for Moonology? Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius may mean something to you or maybe not. You know what? Be authentically yourself. And you find that person in doing the energy work and in solitude. And many of you are going through a time for healing. That's why this came up. I got this both in my singles reading and in my couples reading. And you know what? I think you're going to be okay. Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast, right? Look at the bigger picture, Sagittarian energy, okay? The bigger picture, all about trusting divine timing and seeing everything, you know, through the eyes of the divine, and understanding that everything, you know, happens for a reason, and we just, you know, trust the process, and you're gonna be so much happier and more at peace if you do that. And last, I'm gonna pull you a couple of messages from my cheesy little 3x5 deck of quotes and sayings that speak to my soul that I made just for you guys, and I'm going to share from this for you. This has come out a lot. What you are not changing, you are choosing, right? Not making a decision is making a decision, right? I'm fixing me because sometimes I'm the problem, and typically that's the case more often than not. And my very favorite poet, and I talked about this in the Aquarius reading too. You know, Robert Frost is probably one of my very favorite poets. I love Poe a lot too, but I love Robert Frost for one poem that he wrote about stopping by woods in the snowy evening. And if you've ever read that, he talks about stopping by, and he's, you know, contemplating whether or not he even wants to leave the woods. And his horse is a little bit confused. His horse is like, come on, we got to go, man, we got to go. But Robert Frost, you know, the writer of the poem, he lingers, and, you know, that horse is calling him back to life. Why? Because he has many miles to go and promises to keep before he sleeps. And let's talking about life, really, if you think about it, and how it's not time to quit yet. Why? Because we have soul contracts to honor. We have things in this life that we are supposed to accomplish yet, and people we are supposed to help, and things that are needed to be done. And we don't maybe even know what, or probably don't know what all of those things are yet. But we're all here for a very high purpose, okay? Understand that. And so anyway, a long way around the world to talk about the Robert Frost poem. But at any rate, Robert Frost wrote another poem, and this came from that. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Take the high road. Seems like it's not the easy road at the time, but truthfully, it's going to lead you to such greener pastures, right? Just do the energy work, right? Keep your commitments. Stay around. Keep doing the energy work. You got a reason. Okay, Pisces? So if you haven't already done so, subscribe. Hit me up for a personal reading if you like. And I wish you all much, much love and happiness through 2021. Until next time, Pisces.